Welcome to Gold Pill. Today I wanted to talk about Charlie Kirk and why God is going to make him into a black woman in his next lifetime. Charlie Kirk was not an evil human being. He wasn't virtuous, but he wasn't evil. I didn't agree with his perspectives, but I'm being objective as a person, because what I see with a lot of people is they parrot other views that are red pill or Republican or Democrat or feminism, and they never actually take time to process what they're repeating. They just get excited about perspectives that have a serious impact on them, and then they run with these perspectives, hurting anybody in their path. And so this is a very common thing that happens with most people who get into most movements. This happens with religious people. They get into their risen saviors, and now they want to impose their saviors on everybody because they're just so excited. And we're in that time where there's like, you know, a lot of religious violence that has happened that we actually accept as normal. And then it happens with politics as well. And of course, even with the dating with the red pill versus the feminism type of thing as well. So Charlie Kirk, he wasn't an evil guy. You know, Charlie Kirk was a sincere human being. You know, not the best guy I ever seen in my life, but he was a sincere person. And I'm not gonna destroy somebody for being limited, for being ignorant. You know, when you're uneducated, not just college, but about like life, culture, religion, spirituality, gender, sexuality, I don't expect you to have deep transcending views. And so Charlie Kirk did the best that he could with what he had. He's white, he's a man, he's gonna speak from a limited circumference. Most of us are getting miseducation. So he's parroting views and statistics inaccurately. That's been disproven. But I'm black, I'm a man. My algorithm is gonna disprove the things you're saying, and your algorithm as a white man is gonna validate the things that you're saying. You see what I'm saying? You're speaking from a limited perspective about black people, and that's okay, because it took me time to get educated. I'm Haitian. It was somebody who's Black American who told me that, hey, you guys were the first independent republic. I didn't even know my own Haitian history. My dad and relatives, no one told me this. So I don't expect Charlie Kirk to be perfect. I give people grace. I was once there. I went through my phases. I was hardcore on meditation when I was young. Then when I was 20, I read the Bible, hardcore on my religious perspective. 22, hardcore on my Afrocentrism. I even had a Jerry curl phase, you know. So it's just like, I don't expect Charlie Kirk to be this perfect person. Give people grace to grow. It's unfortunate that he died very young. But let's go into why God is going to make him into a black woman. When you die, there's an afterlife that you're going to experience. I mean, for most people, some people don't have souls, but that's a different story for a different day. For those who have souls, and I believe he did because he was sincere and he was pushing his views sincerely, they're gonna first go through the shock of dying and not believing and being of sorrow. And you shouldn't go through that too much, because if you get too attached to the things in your life in this realm, you can actually become a ghost that ends up in this emotional loop where you're constantly haunting those who love you and thinking that you're doing them a service. The best thing you can do for the people that you love is move on, because your life is about evolution. It's not about being attached to this character that you've created. This character is limited. You are a divine being of light, and you came here pretending to be human to get a certain level of education to transcend your ego and transcend your emotions as well. And so Charlie's going to go through a life review. He's going to see the good that he did for his wife, for his kids, for the people that he had a positive impact for the people whose minds he expanded when he was speaking, because he did make good points at times. And then he's also going to see all the people that he hurt and spoke down on. He's going to see the immigrants. He's going to see the black people. He's going to see the poor people that he spoke down on. And so I think, and I may be wrong, but if I know God like I think I do, God is going to say, and the karmic judges and his spirit guides are going to say, hey, Charlie, listen, we don't hate you, okay? But you are an asshole. So here's what we're going to do. You're not bad enough to go to purgatory, and you're not quite good enough to go to an astral city or an ancestor field. But I'm going to let you reincarnate again. I'm going to let you reincarnate soon. And I'm going to make you into the person that you lack the most empathy for. And this, your whole life is going to be about developing empathy, because you spoke down and disparaged this person your whole life. I'm going to make you into a woman, and I'm going to make you black. And I'm going to give you a hard life, because you need to know how it feels to be on the other side. And what sucks about being on earth is that you get the soul wisdom, right? Like, you don't actually get to remember. You get memory wiped before you get born, but maybe you might keep a little bit of it. That's why you come out the womb crying. You thought the light was a good thing. You just coming into another damn doctor's room. You're like, damn, I got to do this again. And relearning a whole nother language. He might be German or African the next lifetime. But I bet some good money he's going to be a black woman. And he's going to go through hardship. And he's going to get to experience what black people go through first person, instead of talking out the side of his neck as if we're inferior to him. And this is going to help him evolve as a soul, because your whole life is about valuing compassion, empathy over your ego, making sure that you're putting others above yourself instead of spending your life arguing. Because politics in this country, it's an illusion. It isn't sincere. I mean, maybe a couple policies here and there get passed, but major policies that are supposed to be passed to help people and make this country better are not going to be passed. There was a time social media was good. Now even social media is getting into the propaganda. We used to be able to like spread truth amongst each other. Now they infiltrated social media with the social justice warriors, or the social brainwashers. That's what it really should be. And so this division, this constant arguing, it's not good for the soul. It's not good for the growth. It's not good for the evolution. Getting into the unity consciousness, getting into loving others, compassion, empathy, and even a certain amount of selflessness is what you need to transcend your ego. Making sure you value those things above your own self-interest. Spending your career arguing with people, there's some good that came out of it, some merit that did come out of it. I did hear him make some good points. But some of the other points were extremely sexist and racist, and they were limited. I'm not angry at you for being limited. It's okay to be limited. I'm limited. All of us are limited. Looking at where I was when I was much younger, it's okay. I went through phases. I went through a solid spiritual phase, somewhat delusional. Then I went through my Christian hardcore phase. I went through my Afrocentric phase. I went through many phases, and I'm still going through phases. I'm currently researching different religions, and I'm really thankful that I even have the privilege to, because researching different religions and spiritual systems, I can see the world from the eyes of the Arab, from the Chinese person, from the Indian person, from the European, from the black person, from the African, because I see that God speaks multiple languages, and that I appreciate different people and their different cultures and their different religious systems. And studying different religions and spiritual systems, I get closer to people. Like, I think I was talking to an Indian guy just at the gas station, and we started talking about Sadhguru, and I told him I love Sadhguru. Yoga changed my life. And talking to some Pakistan people about Zarathustra, and they didn't know about Zarathustra because Zoroastrianism predates Islam, and most people won't, because Zarathustra is actually the father of monotheism. But that's another story for another day. And so me loving different spiritual systems has caused me to develop more love and appreciation for people. And I could also see that if I was Arab, if I was Indian, if I was in the Himalayas, if I was in Europe, if I was in America, I would have done that stuff too. Those would have been my heroes as well. And I wouldn't dare tell somebody that their religion is invalid, their heroes are not valid, they didn't fight those demons, they didn't bring that positive spiritual movement in motion. Who would I be to say something like that? Especially when I read some of these spiritual books. And let me tell you, Lord, let me tell you, the Bhagavad Gita, hello, the Dhammapada, okay, the Tao, hello, powerful spiritual books. These spiritual books are so good, they make the Bible look bad. These spiritual books are life-changing. Upanishads, life-changing. So it's just like, and there's others like Diavesta, there's so many other Kabbalion. There's just so many other spiritual books that are just so rich in spiritual content that will change you and edify you, and it will bring you closer to people.